35-year-old sunken steelboat renovations require serious tools, and I'm curious, is the 800W xTool MetalFab up to the task? Well, today is a fantastic day in more than one way. Firstly, it's my birthday, but most excitingly, for my birthday, I've got a brand new tool.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99.
So the first thing we need to do is we need to go and set it up and have a little practice.
All along, I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the folds, pulling stitches. Time to let go. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old eyes. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, easy kiss, don't leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the folds, pulling stitches. Time to let go.
Those of you who follow the channel know that the environment aboard Blue Steel is pretty dirty, it's quite industrial, and it's also a little bit cramped. Because it's so cramped in here, it's important to have equipment that's portable. And the good thing about this MetalFab is its portability. It's roughly the same size as my MIG welder, which is a good quality one. And I can bring it in and out as I need to use it. What I want to do now is something useful. We're in the process of putting in this bathing platform at the stern of the boat. So you can probably see this is the edge of the bathing platform. This is the boat. And at the moment, we're tack welded in. We've tack welded this bathing platform to the boat to hold it into place. Now, what I want to do next is I want to put some beads here at this interface between the boat and the bathing platform. And the reason I want to do that is if you look at the MIG weld, it's quite broad. And I'm probably going to have to grind that back unless I put a lot of fairing in there to make it quite thick so that we hide the weld when we come to the final paint. If I can put a weld in there that's finer, then I don't have to start grinding out welds and worrying about using lots of fairing to hide everything. So I'm going to give this a try and see if this is a good use here on blue steel for using the laser welder. And with all good welds, the weld starts with prep first, and that's what the laser cleaner's good at. Before we can get to do any cleaning, there's the safety procedures to get through. First of all, we need to be in a laser controlled zone, so we need to make sure we shut and we barricade off this door, and I can put Rachel on watch again. Secondly, is we need to make sure we're wearing the correct eye protection and that all the interlocks are all dealt with, including the loop, to make sure that the work is on the job and not on your body. And we also need to make sure the emergency stop button is off. And all that safety, of course, comes after we've unlocked the laser welder with the code that you can only get if you've done the online training module, which runs through all the safety and all the hazards that you might not think about when you're using a laser machine. The thing that's breaking my heart the most is just how dirty it's getting. It's already got some paint on top because I was painting earlier, and this place is absolutely filthy. There's grinding dust and all sorts. It's going to have to get dirty. It looks like a showpiece, so it should be sat on your mantelpiece. So there we go. There's a little bit of practicing to do. Some bits were better than others. We started off a little bit poorly, but we got better as we went along. I'm quite pleased. I think the weld is quite neat and smaller than the MIG weld. Now I know what you're asking. You're asking, should I get rid of my MIG welder and buy one of these laser welders? And the answer is no. What you should do is have both. And the reason behind that is that the laser welder is very good at things that the MIG welder is not so good at. And the MIG welder is good at some things that the laser's not so good at. What the laser welder is very good at is very pretty, very small, neat welds, and focusing the heat into a very small area, which can actually make the weld stronger than a MIG weld. And the laser weld is also quicker. When you've got it going welded, it welds very, very quickly. And that's quite good. What's the MIG welder good at? Well, the MIG welder, I think, is better at rougher steel. Steel that's not so well prepped, that's not got such fine lines, probably thicker steel as well when it comes to the 800 watt, and gaps. I found that I struggled a little bit with a laser welder with gaps. So this isn't a replacement tool. I think this is something that if you're into metalwork fabrication, you should add to your arsenal. To add to that, there is some research out there, if you look at the literature, suggesting that hybrid welding is 27% stronger than MIG welding. So that's using the laser welder to do a lot of the root welds, and then you can use the MIG welder on top to cap weld it. I've not tried the cutting side of things, but the laser cleaning is excellent. There are things it won't do. It won't do scale. So if people think you can just take a rusty old boat and blast off all the scale with it and things like that, that's unrealistic. But it certainly takes off the surface corrosion, and it does it quite effectively too. What it's really good at is flash rust on new steel. So all this new steel that's flash rusted that I was getting worried about, it blasts off that surface rust in no time. So the laser cleaning, particularly with that max clean, is definitely useful. Anyway, gotta go home now. It's my birthday. I'm hoping there's some cake. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon. Don't forget hype, leave us a comment, and I'll see you very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Don't look before you